Namaste. I'm Kamala Devi, and today I want to light a candle and say a prayer for our friends at the Phoenix Goddess Temple. There are 8 people still in jail, including Mother Priestess Tracy Elise, Wayne Clayton, who's the director of the School of One, and fortunately Nikki of the International School of Temple Arts has been released on bail. But there are, 8 people of the approximately 20 who were arrested, who are still in jail, and we need to gather our information and our resources and our funds to help them post bail and for future legal defenses. Now, I hope today to shed light on the situation. Because these are our community leaders, and we've never had anything like this happen to our community. A lot of us don't know who to go to. There's a lot of the grapevine is activated, and gossip and rumors, and everyone just feels so clueless and helpless. And it's time for us to really start to organize. So we have an information coordinator. If you have any information that'll help this cause, please contact her. And I'm going to share the information that I heard that's firsthand, that's confirmed. But obviously, this is the best knowledge that I have at this point, and more information may come in, later. So I spoke with Nikki, and it felt really good to get a firsthand account of her experience. I also spoke with several of the others who've been released from jail. When released, the contingency of their bail is that they sign a form that says they won't talk to anybody else involved in the case, or anyone else who's arrested. And there's a lot of kind of separation and isolation that happens with that. So it feels like we're being, divided and not being able to get the support that we need. So my intention in this is to tell the story, a firsthand experience of what it's like to be at the raid, so that you can, get a feel for really what's happening. Fox News and other media sources are really slanderously saying that nothing but prostitution is happening at this temple. And anyone who's set foot into the goddess temple knows that there's much more happening here. So, one seeker who will remain anonymous flew in from out of town to visit Wayne Clayton, her mentor and teacher who she's been doing work with for some time. And they were in session. And she felt very safe, very vulnerable. Her heart was open, and she heard this loud pound at the door. And before Wayne could even turn and get to the door bursts open, and there's men dressed in all black, pointing guns at their heads, barking, down on your knees, hands above your head, like this, and putting handcuffs on them, and then marching them out and down the stairs, where they come to find everybody else in temples also in handcuffs. And then everyone's brought out into the street during, the hot Phoenix sun during the day, made to wait for about an hour as they, are handcuffed without, water or bathroom. But basically they're being interviewed one by one. And this woman, when it was her turn to interview, she shares with the detective that she has no association with the church other than coming to see a trusted and respected healer that she really trusts. And so she shared that story with me, and that's kind of a picture of what's happening in Phoenix. Fortunately, she was let go even though her stuff was kept as evidence. Everybody else was taken in. In Sedona, simultaneously, the SWAT team also surrounded every door of the of the school, which recently has been ruled by the city council that it is a church and zoned properly for a church, but nobody was at the school. At the time, Nikki was at the parsonage, and a parsonage, by the way, is what, is the legal term or the appropriate term for a home of a minister of a church. And there was a film crew from Switzerland doing an interview with James Flaming Eagle Mooney, the chief of the Oklahoma Native American Church, and there were also about 6 elders that were being interviewed about their ceremony. And so when the police came in, they again pointed guns to everyone's heads, handcuffed everyone, separated them, and James Mooney said, this is sacred grounds. There's a sticker of the church on the mailbox, on the front door, on the window. They told him to shut up. And they took Nikki from her home to the Sedona jail. When Nikki arrived at the jail, she was cellmates with Tracy. Tracy was in meditation, in song, she was practicing singing. And she later heard the story that Tracy had also been taken from her home at night when she was sleeping. And so Tracy's still in jail. Her bail is posted at $500,000. And Tracy's in good spirits. She's working with the women of the church. She's got her ministry there. But she's really hoping to get out because she's not able to eat the food. Nikki shared a little bit about the experience in jail, which is, you're issued a comb, a bar of soap, a toothbrush, and a roll of toilet paper. And if you want water, you have to drink from the bathroom sink. And Nikki fortunately was let out because James Flaming Eagle Mooney worked with Des. Ultimately, Des was the one that posted Nikki's bail, so she's recovering and organizing to get her legal defense together. But we really need to pool our resources together. Wayne is a family man. His bail's been reduced to $51,000, and his family really needs help to get him home. So my hope is that after hearing this, that we kind of question what's really going on here, because the police say that they have been investigating this case for 6 months. Anyone who's set foot in the Phoenix Goddess Temple knows that it is a peaceful, loving organization. You can feel it in the walls. You know that the goddess is present there. And the thought of them investigating this organization and deciding that the appropriate action is to bust down all the doors and put guns to people's faces and to just have overbearing force of aggression or violence, for this case is completely disproportionate. And I ask, is that how we want our mothers, our sisters, our sisters and daughters to be treated? And if the answer is no, then we need to come together and we need to voice up that this is not fair treatment. And that's going to take all of us, writing the ACLU, writing to the media, sending funds for legal defense, and thank you for all your letters of support. Our intention is to shed more truth, more light, more love into the world, and to, see to it that the goddess is set free. Namaste.